In deep sleep, we are not thinking. So, can we say we don't exist? There is something which remains unchanged, which is seeing these changes. Who is that? Really talking Indian philosophy, there is no existence. It's only an illusion.
But the ability of me to sense these things is kind of constrained to a certain level. Humans kind of always and always keep themselves in the center to claim that, okay, this thing is truth.
So, whose existence is correct? It's a very subjective question.
Start. Okay, so hi everyone, welcome back to the new video of the Deep Philosophy group. So today we have a new guest, and with them we are going to discuss what we are going to do today. First, I would like him to introduce himself. What would you take your name as?
Hi, my name is Karl Barks, and I am a student of philosophy. I'll be very interested in speaking to you.
Okay,
and
perfect.
let's see what we have to discuss.
Perfect. So my name is Frederick Nietzsche. So I have taken this name before as well. So yeah, I would like to keep this name. So Nietzsche and Karl Barks are going to
Yes.
have a conversation today. Basically, what we are now going to do is that we have a lot of cards, and we'll choose any one of these topics and we'll discuss about it. And it's going to be like 10-15 minutes conversation. You can have your own opinion. You can comment down your opinion about this topic. You can comment down opinions about our opinions as well. And that's how this thing is gonna work out. We have already posted some more videos like this on our channel, so if you want, you can have a look at that after this. So
We'll be very glad if you put your comments so that we can clarify ourselves and we both of us can keep learning.
Yes, perfect. So now we'll start. Okay, so we have these cards, and you would choose any one of these cards, and we'll then talk about that. Any card.
All right, let's look at this one.
Okay.
Hi, the question is existence more than what we perceive with our senses?
Okay.
Oh, that's an interesting topic.
Okay.
So first of all, we have to identify what is existence,
Okay.
and how do we know that we exist?
Cool. So is existence more than what we perceive with our senses?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting topic. So, how do you define existence?
How do you know that you exist? How do we know that we exist?
Okay, that's an interesting question. What I think existing means, maybe if you can sense yourself, if you can feel that you are alive, does that mean?
Could be.
Okay.
It's your feeling. It could be your feeling, your notion, or I would say that it's your thoughts. Let's go back to René Descartes, who said cogito ergo sum, which means he said, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
Because basically we are nothing other than our thoughts. But even to say that I think, therefore I am, that itself is questionable, because then it will also put you into another notion or a question. What happens when you don't think? For example, all through your waking state, you are thinking, speaking, seeing, experiencing. And even when you go to your dream state, when you sleep, there is a kind of activity there, because your mind is active and it is producing some kind of drama or the movie which plays. But then what happens in deep sleep? In deep sleep, you are not thinking. So can we say we don't exist?
Transfer my consciousness to yours and yours to mine, and if we can just see the world from each other's eyes.
So it's a very questionable subject. I'm a student of Indian philosophy, so I can basically speak from that point. As per my understanding and from what I have learned, what we call ourselves is not really ourselves, or what we think ourselves in a normal sense is not actually ourselves. For example, if I say I am this body, I didn't have this body when I was at the age of 5, and I still called myself I. I was there at the age of 5 with a totally different body, and I am still here calling myself I with a totally different body, because none of the cells which were there at that point is still there in my body. So I certainly cannot say I am my body, because it keeps changing. And yet I call myself I, and I remain. So there has to be something more than the body. Okay, then let's think about thoughts. Can I say I am only a bundle of thoughts? even though I understand myself only as thought, or even our emotions or feelings are thoughts, nothing other than thoughts. We are a collection of conditioned thoughts. But yet again, I cannot say I am my thoughts, because thoughts keep changing as well. You see, underneath these changes, which is basically your bodily changes and your mental changes, there is something which remains unchanged, which is seeing these changes. Who is that? We need to understand that phenomena to say I or the existence. Because for any change to happen, there has to be a substratum which is relatively not changing or remains as unchanged.
Right.
I have seen changes in my body and I am seeing changes in my thoughts. I can observe both. So there is a consciousness or an awareness which is behind this,
Right.
which is basically only watching these changes. It doesn't get involved in any of the activities or the changes, yet it is there. Because if it is not there, I cannot say I was there at the age of 5 and I am here and with this body which had nothing to do with the old body.
I'm sorry, I would like to break you on this, but
Yes, please.
I guess we'll also have to circle back to the topic, because like I understand all of these things, but how do you define existence? Like, because if we have to start with the topic, we'll have to first define existence. I understand these points, but what would your one line answer be about like what existence is?
I mean, in from the depth of philosophy, if you are typically talking Indian philosophy, there is no existence. It's only an illusion.
Okay, so if
It's only a projection of your mind.
so if we have to answer like is existence more than what we perceive with our senses? So like if we get back to our topic, so how would you answer this thing? Like, is existence more than what
Existence
we
is,
perceive?
in this particular sense, existence is certainly more than your senses, because yes, you have 5 senses and you are retrieving or getting information through the 5 senses, but there is a processing system which receives the information and gives you the feeling of existence. For example, you say you are seeing with your eyes, but your eyes cannot see. It basically doesn't see. It's only a lens which is passing the information, and the lens makes it electrical signals and passing it to your brain. You cannot hear with your ears. Again, it's only a receiving piece. It cannot hear anything. So when you say you are hearing or you are feeling or seeing, it is being processed, and then you know that it is there. So in the true sense of it, you can never know existence, because when something is happening or when I am touching this table, I cannot know at the time of touching that it is there. After I touched, the sensory feeling on my skin is sending an information to my brain after the incident, and then it is analyzing and telling me that there is a solid object here, there is wood, I am touching the wood. So when something is happening, in the strict sense of it, you can never know existence.
So if you say that if is existence more than what we perceive with our senses, you say that
It's only a memory.
it's only a memory.
It's only a memory, because you
Okay.
cannot know it as it happens.
Got it. So like if I have to give my opinion on this, is existence more than what we perceive with our senses? I guess yes. Existence is more than what we perceive with our senses. What I feel is that over here I would like to question senses. So senses is something maybe right now at this condition that we are in. Maybe senses are something that if I touch it, I feel the touch. If I seeing that thing, I can say that okay, I can see that lamp over there. I can see this card over here. I can hear some sounds. I can hear your sound. I can hear my sound. But the ability of me to sense these things is kind of constrained to a certain level.
Absolutely.
Maybe. So as some people say, when people take some kind of substances, people claim that their ability to sense things is enhanced or is changed in a way. For example, many people who take some kind of substances, they claim that I can hear light, I can see sound, all of these things. So what I think is that when we say that existence more than what we perceive with our senses, which senses are we talking about? If we are talking about the normal senses, maybe
or altered, heightened senses.
exactly. Or one more thing,
I don't know.
one more thing that is the sense are the senses only constrained till the human senses or the other animal senses also? Because if we talk about the sense of hearing,
Yeah,
dogs are very
can
more
yeah.
and like smell thing also. Dogs are more
They
stronger than us.
have they can hear different frequencies than human beings can
Exactly,
hear.
exactly. So when we say that existence more than what we perceive with our senses, I believe yes, it is a lot more than that. It's just that I guess I've already talked about this in the past as well. That humans kind of always and always keep themselves in the center to claim that okay, this thing is truth, which is not correct. Like
It is
you
not
are
correct because it is a very subjective experience.
exactly.
At the same point as you discussed,
Hmm.
maybe my senses are not working as good as yours because you are younger and I am older.
Mhm.
So whose experience has more validity?
Hmm.
Because you may experience a thing differently than I may experience.
Hmm.
If I have a problem with my taste buds, I may not taste the food as you experience.
Hmm.
So whose sense is correct?
Exactly.
So whose existence is correct? It's a very subjective question. There is no objective truth.
but like this also makes me think: is it like are this can we categorize senses into some people? For example, let's say there is a group of senses that from 20 to 30 people have. There are some senses that 30 to 40 have. There are some senses that men have. There are some senses that women have. There are some senses that humans have. There are some senses that animals have. Can we categorize it that way, or is it completely on a personalized level?
I think everything is on a personalized level and individual level because
Okay.
I have no access to your mind. At the end of the day, whatever you feel, only you know that. You can explain it in words or you can write about it or you can speak about it, but again, I cannot feel it. What you feel, only you can feel. Nobody else can feel.
This actually makes me think how interesting would it be? I guess I just keep talking about this topic that about Neuralink. When we say that with Neuralink, maybe people can communicate things, and even the people who are maybe paralyzed or they have some other issues, even they can function many of the things. What I feel is that if with Neuralink, what if I transfer my consciousness to yours and yours to mine, and if we can just see the world from each other's eyes, not just eyes, with the senses.
I understand. Yeah.
How interesting that
I
would be.
don't know whether that awareness or consciousness can be transferred. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
right now it cannot be, but like with the help of technology, maybe in the future. I'm just talking about the hypothetical case. Would the entire definition of existence take a turn after that?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Because you see, I first of all, I don't believe that your awareness is physical.
Okay.
Because as we spoke in the beginning, your systems are receiving the information and processing it in a way. And you are thinking, your thoughts are there, and that's based on the thoughts you are saying, you know, or you don't know, or you agree, you don't agree, you feel, you don't feel. But again, you have a level, you have sensory experiences, then your information is being processed at the thought level, and yet there is another level which is behind it, which is called the consciousness, which is the awareness. Because there is somebody behind the thought who is experiencing the thought. So,
Okay.
is that a physical result? I don't think so.
How would you define consciousness? What is consciousness?
Consciousness, if you equate it with awareness, it's just an awareness. But if you consciousness, if you equate it with social consciousness or your sense of good and bad, it's again a conditioning. It's again a result of your thoughts. But when you say awareness, awareness is pretty much. I can give you an example of. Think about if you have a mirror here. You see everything that is happening around here in the mirror. Okay, everything is being reflected in the mirror, but the mirror doesn't participate in any of these activities. It is just there. So awareness is just awareness. It is not part of any of your experiences. It doesn't take part in your experiences. It is only aware. That's it.
Got it, got it. That's a nice
Yep.
thing. Nice. So I guess we are also right towards the end of the conversation.
Sure.
If we have to conclude this topic, if I would have to conclude it like, is existence more than what we perceive with our senses? I guess my conclusion would be that yes, it is a lot more than our senses, because when we say that, which senses are we talking about?
Yeah.
If it is just our individualistic level senses, even in the state that we are talking about, even our individualistic senses can be changed based on the state that we are in. So I
Absolutely.
would say that yes, existence is a lot more than what we perceive with our senses. That's what my answer is. Your conclusion would be?
Same goes there. It is much more than our senses. Our senses can never give you the correct information because, again, it depends on the quality of your eyes, your ears, your skin. It all
Your
affects
age.
your age. It all affects the information you process.
Perfect.
It's
Perfect.
very subjective.
Nice.
Thank you.
So that's what we thought. But what do you think about this thing? Like, would you like to just share your opinion on this in the comment section? That is existence more than what we perceive with our senses? We would love to know your views on this, and also like what are your views on our opinions. You can just let us know about that in the comment section below. Other than that, if you like this video, please just hit the like button and please share it with the people who you feel are interested in these kind of conversations like we are having. And if you are also interested in these kind of conversations, comment. So that's
And if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we will be very glad to answer it.
yes, exactly.
Thank you.
And finally, just don't forget subscribe to the channel. That's really very important. We have many more such videos on our channel. Please have a look at that, and we'll just keep on coming with many more such videos. We have these many cars, a lot more cars. So we'll keep coming with new and new topics with the new and new people. And that's all today from Mr. Karl Barks and from
Thank you.
Frederick Nietzsche. We'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.